Kershaw's emotional final words to Ohtani.
Clayton Kershaw, the face of the Dodgers, has finally decided to retire. And in his heart was a deep feeling for Shohei Ohtani, someone he once even misunderstood. It wasn't until they wore the same uniform that he truly discovered who Shohei Ohtani really is. As they spent time together as teammates, everything began to change. And then, right before his retirement, Kershaw shared a message with the media. A message that sent chills through fans around the world.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe.
Passing the future on to his teammates.
Dodger Stadium roared with cheers. Yet on the mound stood a man in complete silence. It was Clayton Kershaw. The legend who carried the Dodgers for so many years was closing the book on an entire era. But behind his decision to retire was something unexpected. The presence of one particular teammate. Yes, Shohei Ohtani. Kershaw revealed that Ohtani was a major reason behind his final decision. Yet before Shohei joined the Dodgers, Kershaw didn't exactly have a great impression of him. And it makes sense. Back in December 2017, when Ohtani announced his move to MLB, the Dodgers entered negotiations. Even though it was one of Kershaw's rare moments of off time to be with his family, he was called back to Los Angeles to meet with Ohtani. But at that time, the National League didn't have the DH rule, and Ohtani ultimately chose the Angels. The disappointment Kershaw felt left a small knot in his heart. Why didn't he choose the Dodgers? That question lingered with him for years. But once they became teammates, that misunderstanding disappeared instantly. Kershaw and many Dodgers players this season spoke highly of Ohtani's character. He focuses unbelievably well and is totally locked in on what's in front of him. His approach to the game is outstanding. Ohtani brings both brightness and seriousness, and his relentless commitment to winning has left a deep impression on his teammates. Shohei really opened up to us in the clubhouse. Playing with him has been a blast. Watching him perform is just amazing. And the more we talked, the stronger our connection became. He really is a great, incredible teammate. These words show just how much Kershaw came to respect Ohtani, not just as a player, but as a person. Within the team, a bond grew that crossed age and nationality. Two players who once had nothing in common now united under the same uniform, sharing a genuine connection. There's a warmth, something deeply human, in the way their relationship changed. And it's no wonder Kershaw speaks about it the way he does. The day after he shocked the baseball world with his retirement announcement, an unforgettable, emotional game was waiting for him. It was his final home start of the regular season. In the fifth inning, he gave up the lead and was on the verge of taking the loss. But in the bottom of that same inning, Ohtani stepped up and launched his 52nd homer, a 3-run blast that flipped the game. It felt like a swing meant to protect Kershaw's legacy as the guy who doesn't lose. Watching from the mound, Kershaw's eyes quietly filled with emotion. After the game, he said, "It was really a special night. The guys have been doing so many things for me these last few days, but I didn't want anything to distract us. Winning is what matters most. I didn't have my best stuff, but I managed to grind through it. The bullpen held strong, and Shohei's homer, Mookie's homer, both were incredible. I'm just proud to be part of this team. It really is something special." In those words were pride and relief, the kind only someone who has fought at the highest level can express. Kershaw also spoke about Ohtani's legendary performance that day. "Shohei might look like a rock star, but he stays calmer than anyone. He's just unbelievable, and I'm really proud to have been his teammate." Coming from a veteran, his words carried both respect for a younger star and hope for the next generation. Following Kershaw's retirement, fans reacted with a flood of admiration. Only a true legend gets to walk away like this. Kershaw has always put the Dodgers above everything. With the current rotation, it's tough. But honestly, if this weren't the Dodgers, he could still keep pitching. For years, he carried the team's pride and its pursuit of victory. In the legendary 18-inning Game 3 of the World Series, he came in during a bases-loaded crisis in the 12th inning and escaped it with flawless pitching, finishing with a powerful fist pump. That moment became the very symbol of Kershaw's spirit, etched in fans' memories. In 2025, at a press conference held the day before the World Series, Kershaw spoke softly. I've decided that 2025 will be my last year wearing Dodger blue. There are a few reasons. That season, he took the mound 23 times, finishing with an incredible 11-2 record and a 3.36 ERA. He even reached the milestone of 3,000 career strikeouts. Everyone must have thought, he can still keep going. But inside, his decision was already clear. This team now has 4 guys who are better than I ever was. Those 4, led by Ohtani, followed by Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, and Tyler Glasnow. Kershaw chose to entrust the future of the Dodgers to them, and he decided to step aside, taking on a bullpen role for the postseason. When asked about that choice, he simply said, "I think it was the right call. I'm totally at peace with it." The way he smiled, calm, proud, unshaken, was the perfect embodiment of a man who carried his team for so many years. Miguel Rojas, another longtime Dodger, also announced he would retire after 2026. He too watched Ohtani up close and said, "Being able to watch Shohei play right in front of me, I have no regrets." In his gentle words was a sense of peace, something like enlightenment. Shohei Ohtani isn't just a superstar, he's someone who gives his teammates the courage to pass the torch. Veterans watch him work, watch the way he leads, and think, my role is complete. It's time. With Kershaw stepping away and Ohtani rising as the new centerpiece, this wasn't a sad goodbye. It was a beautiful transition in the ongoing drama of baseball. This World Series proves it. Sure, I can still pitch. But we've got 4 unbelievable guys. My stuff is fine, but I'm not one of those 4. That's a good thing. There's nothing sad about it. There was no regret in his voice, only pride. To step back while still capable, to choose to hand the future to the next generation, there's something undeniably beautiful about that. On Kershaw's back are years of glory, loyalty, friendship, and respect.
Leaving at his strongest, walking away in silence.
In baseball, a player's exit is something that often becomes a legend of its own. No matter how great the superstar, fans remember what they looked like in their final season. That last image stays with people forever. We're talking about players who walked away quietly, leaving behind incredible numbers and a sense of awe. As you listen, think for a moment. How do you feel about the way a player chooses to leave the game? First, let's look at Dodgers legend Sandy Koufax, the very definition of the art of retiring. He won 5 straight ERA titles and dominated baseball like no one else. But even during that historic peak, his arm was already screaming in pain. Still, in 1966, he put up a jaw-dropping stat line: 27-9, a 1.73 ERA, and 317 strikeouts, earning his 2nd straight Cy Young and 3rd overall. And then, at just 30 years old, he chose to walk away. That stunning decisiveness is why his name still comes up today. This idea of leaving at your strongest has become almost a Dodgers tradition, passed on through generations. Kershaw, much like Koufax, will be remembered as the pitcher who produced at a high level and then stepped off the mound quietly, without drama. Loving the team, passing the torch to the next generation, choosing a graceful ending. Maybe that's what it truly means to be a Dodger. David Ortiz also walked away in 2016 after putting up one of the most dominant final seasons in baseball history. 151 games, a .315 average, 38 home runs, 127 RBIs, and a 1.021 OPS. His 38 homers in his final year remain the most ever hit by a retiring player, earning him the legacy of the man who stayed a cleanup hitter until the very end. Barry Bonds' 2007 farewell was unforgettable as well. In 126 games, he hit .276 with 28 homers, 66 RBIs, a .480 OBP, and a 1.045 OPS. Anyone looking at those numbers would say he was still elite, but he chose to quietly set the bat down. Among pitchers, Curt Schilling's 2007 season stands out. He went 9-8 with a 3.87 ERA and 101 strikeouts, then delivered 3 postseason wins to help the Red Sox capture the World Series title. His fiery competitiveness, right until the very end, is something fans still talk about. And then there's Mike Mussina. In 2008, his final year, he won 20 games for the first time in his career, finishing with 270 total wins. It was a perfect ending for a pitcher known not for flash, but for discipline, consistency, and mastering his craft. Looking back, it's clear that the way great players leave the game holds a drama that goes far beyond numbers. And when it comes to the Dodgers, the tradition passed from Sandy Koufax straight to Clayton Kershaw feels especially meaningful. Whose final season left the biggest impression on you? If you'd like, share it in the comments. Ohtani signed with the Dodgers for 10 years. Let's witness the next 8 championships together. How many more years can he play? Whatever comes next, let's keep cheering for him side by side.
Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to follow Shohei Ohtani's incredible journey. See you in the next one.